What's new this month at Rogers Railroad Junction? Athearn is starting things off right with SD45s direct from their ready-to-roll line. Developed from the venerable SD40 during the mid-1960s, the SD45 was something of a quantum leap forward in the horsepower department, producing 3,600 ponies from its 20-cylinder engine block. And despite their early years being plagued by issues with reliability and fuel economy, more than 1,200 units would ultimately be built, making it one of the more successful designs in the EMD catalog. Featuring a highly detailed injection-molded body, 5-pole skew-wound motor, dual flywheels, all-wheel electrical pickup, working ditch lights, and a Soundtrax brand digital command and control system. And that's not all from Ready to Roll. There's several rolling stock items as well, starting with 40-foot Youngstown door boxcars. Built by the thousands following the Second World War, cars such as these with their 6-foot doors hauled everything from lumber and manufactured goods to automobiles and grain. By far the most ubiquitous cars on American rails throughout the middle of the 20th century, if it couldn't fit in a hopper, tank, or flat car, then it traveled in one of these. Then there's 50-foot Pullman standard boxcars as well. By the 1970s, the ubiquitous post-war cars mentioned above were showing their age, prompting something of a rolling stock crisis on American railroads. The response was a restructuring of ICC regulations, allowing for an entirely new generation of boxcar to be born. With welded construction, 10-foot doors, and roller-bearing trucks, these cars were thoroughly modern and carried American freight straight through the multimodal container revolution of the 1990s. Additionally, there's 60-foot Gunderson boxcars as well. Designed for hauling oversized loads of varying origins, these cars fall into the High Cube family of boxcars and are marked by the white excess height stripe near their roofs. Other features include wire grab irons, photo-etched crossover platforms, and simulated overspray along the roof seams. Shifting gears now, we have Trinity 3-bay covered hoppers as well. When the Trinity Steel Corporation purchased the defunct Pullman Standard and Great American Transportation Companies in 1984, a revolution in railcar manufacturing was born, and ultra-modern cars such as these were the result. Optimized for hauling agricultural products such as sugar and various grains, dry chemicals are also a common cargo, and such cars are even today a common sight on many Class 1 and short-line railroads. And then there's 40-foot offset ballast hoppers too. So named for their unique reverse slope top rail, which reinforces this traditionally weaker part of the car's structure, these cars with their side discharge chutes are a mainstay of any railroad maintenance of way department. All cars in the Ready to Roll family feature optimized weighting, knuckle couplers, and metal wheels. Then there's Athearn's Roundhouse family, which is featuring 40-foot wood-decked flat cars. Among the first rail cars ever produced, flat cars have long since proven to be some of the most versatile things on rails. sold with side stakes that can be easily installed or removed at the modeler's discretion. Other features include metal wheels and simulated planking topside. Also this month, Bachmann is out with Pullman standard cement hoppers. First built to supply America's post-war construction boom, these cars wound up remaining in service for decades, hauling all manner of aggregates and other assorted building materials. Features include see-through roof walks, blackened metal wheels, insulated axles, and a fully detailed underframe. Then there's KD, who's adding to their lineup with 11,000-gallon tank cars. Built between the spring of 1947 and the autumn of 1950, American Car Foundry constructed several hundred of these cars for fuel hauling service, as post-war consumerism sent automobile sales through the roof and took gasoline sales along for the ride. Built with all the typical KD features such as see-through platforms, wire handrails, full underside detail, and metal couplers. And finally, Broadway Limited is adding to its list of offerings with 282 Mikados in their Paragon 3 line. First introduced in 1884, the 282 wheel arrangement was the largest in the world at the time, a title it yet retained in 1897 when a large order was built by Baldwin for export to Japan. This was a major source of pride for the Japanese people, and the massive locomotives were quickly christened with the title traditionally bestowed upon the emperor himself, the Mikado. The term stuck, and soon became universally accepted as the name of the class. An effort was launched to rename these machines MacArthur's when war came calling, almost 40 years later, but said effort ultimately proved unsuccessful. The abbreviated and somewhat anglicized name of Mike eventually won out. Featuring an ABS body with die-cast chassis, detailed cab, full plumbing and brake rigging, KD couplers, traction tires, and the award-winning Rolling Thunder sound system. Seriously, even just turning on the headlight is a detail-heavy experience with these things. But of course, that's far from the only illuminating experience here at our store. So drop on by sometime and see what else is new at Rogers Railroad Junction today.